Hey Phil, Oceana here with G3 Agency. In this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to get Ramos concrete in front of the people searching for concrete services in the Riverside area. I know that you're not really located in Riverside, you're in Covina, but the demand that I found is in Riverside, and so I looked up Riverside concrete contractors, and that's how I found you. So if you're willing to work in Riverside, here we go. So this is how you can get in front of those people searching for your services. Okay, so the first thing is, this is basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you get to this page where you can be found. So 100 people a month on average are typing Riverside concrete into Google. I know that because of a very special little tool that I have here, where I was able to cross-reference searches that have the word concrete in it with anything that mentions Riverside or Covina. And as you can see, I've got Riverside, 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 Covina, 40 volume search, which means 40 people a month are searching this phrase right here. Now this is Southeast Concrete Covina. I think this might be like a competitor or maybe a supplier. I'm leaning towards supplier here. So it's not really search volume for what you want. A good keyword is going to have something that you do and somewhere that you do it. It's going to have high volume and low KD, which means that the competition is low. That's basically just, it's keyword difficulty. Basically, if it's a low number, that's good. It means it's going to not take as long to show up on the front page of Google for that word. So these are the words people are using when they're looking for services. This is how many people are searching for that exact phrase each month on average. And then this is your competition score. And as you can see, that's a lot of zeros. And so this is very good. This means that there's high demand and low competition, at least for showing up on Google. So if we type that in, here's what we get. The maps area. So this, what you'd want to do is you already have your Google My Business set up, so that's already a plus. What you're going to want to do is really flesh this out, add some more photos, add some more information if you can. And then, but more importantly, like this is fine actually. It would be cool to add more, but it's not a high priority. What I would spend your time on if you really want to be seen is adding citations. So your name, address, and phone number on this listing here, you want to make sure that it's completely accurate, because then you're going to take that same information and add it to a bunch of different directories like Yelp, Yext, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook. There are literally thousands of these places where you can add your information as a citation. What that's going to do is every time that you add one out on the internet, that's going to basically vote your listing up the maps into hopefully the top 3 where you would be seen on the first page of Google, and your website's just a click away, and your phone number is right there where it's easily accessible too. And if they're on their phone, which more than half of the people who are using Google are on their phone, then your phone number is actually just, they can tap on it and call you right up. So that's great, and that's one way to definitely increase the amount of people coming to your site and calling you. But even better is showing up down here. So, and you actually, in order to do all this with your GMB or Google My Business, you don't even have to have a website, but it is a really good way to get people to your site if you do have one. So I just wanted to say, you know, if you decide not to go with making a website, you can still take advantage of the Google My Business. But I will tell you that Google generally prefers listings that have a website, although listings without websites do get up here. It's not impossible. Okay, now the next thing is the organic search results. So this is a little bit different. This goes off of basically popularity around the internet as well as content, which I'll get into. So the number 1 result is right here. It's Yelp. I'm not going to compare you with Yelp because it's a directory and it doesn't really make any sense to compare you to them. But right down here, here's Riverside Concrete, Bryan Materials Group. This is a local competitor. You may or may not recognize them. Pardon, I need water. Okay, so if we go to their website, this is what it looks like. It's not real pretty or anything, but Google does not care about looks. People do, but Google does not. So it'll show a really ugly site at the top, no problem, if they have lots of content and they're powerful. And I'll explain the power in a moment. But the content is a little easier to understand. Just all the words in the page, and even the images count as content. And you want to basically have lots of words that talk about what you do, who you do it for, how you do it, where you do it. Anything that you can put on your website to show Google that you are the expert. So when somebody's searching and they have questions, they're using Google to answer those questions, like, who can do my patio for me? But they're going to be typing in Riverside Concrete or concrete contractors in Riverside, etc. This list of keywords right here. And so you want to make sure to include those keywords in that content. And then another place you can include keywords is in the images. So if I click, right click actually on an image, and I click Save Image As, I can see this image was saved as 2018-07 BMG. So that's not helpful. You can actually save your images as those keywords that I was talking about, and that'll be another indicator to Google that you belong at the top, because you've got images that are saved as that keyword, and you've got that keyword in your content. And then also, finally, this over here, I'm going to finally get to the part about power and popularity. So basically, and actually I have to go one more back than this. So this is, I put in your competitor's website into Ahrefs, that same tool I used to find those high volume search words, but I used it this time with their Site Explorer, and it basically tells me some important metrics about how their website's performing. The UR score is how trustworthy this web page is, specifically this Riverside Concrete page. Their DR score is how trustworthy and powerful their entire website is. And how they increase these scores and how we would want to meet and then beat their scores is with backlinks and referring domains. A backlink is any link that goes from another website back to your website. A referring domain is any website that has one of those links on there. And you want to go out and you want to get lots of referring domains that are have high DR scores, as well as that they're relevant to you in some way. You don't want to just go get, a random McDonald's in China to have a link to your site. That doesn't make sense. But it does make sense if it's a local supplier or another local business, or maybe it's another contractor in another state. But if you can logically connect the two, then Google will as well, and not see it as scammy. Okay, so that's about it. It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. So here is my information for you to reach me. Here's my smiling face. Thank you so much for your time, for checking this out, Phil. And I look forward to your feedback to find out if this was helpful, if you learned anything new, and if you plan to take this information and use it in some way. I'd be thrilled to hear about it. And of course, if you're interested in my team possibly helping you accomplish any of these things, I'd be happy to set up a time. We could chat about your business goals and figure out if G3 makes sense as part of your business plan. So yeah, I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.